Christmas was coming, and all o'er the earth children welcomed the season of joy and of mirth. They chatted and frolicked in the new-fallen snow, counted hours and minutes and the seconds to go. For the story was known by all girls and boys of jolly old Santa, his candy and toys, of 8 tiny reindeer who guided his sleigh, of his wonderful journey on that wondrous day. That there wouldn't be Christmas, no child even dreamed. But that was exactly the case, or so it then seemed. For the worst of the worries, that fiercest of fears, Santa wouldn't be coming for the first time in years. For up at the North Pole, the toys sat on shelves. No order to pack them had come for the elves. No hustle, no bustle, no signs of the season. For Santa had told them, "I'm afraid there's no reason. It's a virus, you see. All the reindeer are ill. They're confined to their beds, taking syrups and pills. Doesn't look good. Indeed, what can I do? You can't move a sleigh when you've no one to pull."
"What shall we do?" Santa sighed in despair as he slouched in the folds of his overstuffed chair. His friends kept a vigil by the chair where he sat, Snuggles, his dog, and Snowflake, his cat. "It won't seem like Christmas. It won't be complete." Mrs. Claus shook her head and was heard to repeat, "You can't travel hither and yonder and fro. You can't deliver gifts without leaving the North Pole."
Why, there's millions of children depending on me. There's millions of hearts, and there's bushels of glee. There's dreams to be reckoned with and doubts to make bright. I must, yes, I must take my sleigh out tonight. Santa stroked Snuggles' head, then he stroked his own beard. Mrs. Claus watched the clock as the time to leave neared. But try as they might, no answer they found, while the hands on the clock spun around and around. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9. The silence was frightening, but not a soul gave a sign. The doubts that he'd make it were constantly growing. If Santa didn't leave soon, it'd be too late for going. He was so deep in his thoughts, with his eyes closed so tight. Santa didn't see Snuggles go out in the night, nor was Santa aware when old Snuggles returned, till he felt a cold nose and knew his dog was concerned. Santa opened his eyes, sat up straight in his chair, and smiled as he saw his loyal friend there. For there on the floor with the most wonderful grin was Snuggles, his dog. And Santa knew where he'd been. He was dressed in a harness that belonged to a deer, and as he hugged it, poor Santa, his intentions were clear. "Oh, Snuggles, faithful Snuggles," Santa laughed till he shook. "Would you pull my sleigh over mountain and brook? Would you brave the long night and the bitter cold blasts? Could you fight those fierce snowstorms? How long could you last? My reindeer are hardy, they're trained in my ways, they're big and they're young. They were made to pull sleighs. If you were strong as your faith and as big as your heart, if your effort matched your devotion, maybe then we could start. But you're small and you're old, and though brimming with love, a dog pulling my sleigh. I'm afraid it's unheard of." "Says who?" came a challenge. Mrs. Claus was the one. "I think Snuggles is right. Perhaps it could be done. Dogs might be the answer if you think back a ways before there were pets. Dogs used to pull sleighs. Consider this world when first it was made. Why, dogs served their masters and helped in their trades. They guarded their lodgings and they guided their ways. And here at the North Pole, they even pull sleighs." A bright spark was kindled deep within Santa's eyes. His heart started thumping. His mouth opened in surprise. "That's it," Santa shouted. "You've shown me the way. We'll do it with dogs. Why, they'll pull my sleigh. Quickly gather my elves and spread the good news. Load all of the toys, for we've no time to lose. I'll need special dogs from all parts of the world. Ones that know each country, each boy, and each girl. But where will you find them, Mrs. Claus paused to say. It's late in the hour, it's late in the day. Your needs are too special, your time much too fleeting to gather precisely the dogs you'll be needing. But I know of a place. It's a hotel for pets, for horses and birds, for dogs and for cats. The innkeeper's kindly, and I know if I ask, he'll loan me the dogs that I need for this task.